In this episode, a couple zoos are offering a Valentine's Day tradition of spending $15 naming a cockroach after your ex.
And on the flip side, what do your birthday, election day, and going to the ER all have in common? You'll find out on Funny Business Power Rankings with a very special guest. Mike, hit the music. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. You know, there's a lot of stress in our lives. Maybe you've had some stress too. Me personally, I had one of the most stressful weeks of my life, so it's a good time to decompress. So we're going to start this episode with a very simple breathing exercise. Just follow the sound of my voice. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Ah! Hope you're all calmed down now. I know I am. That felt great. Welcome back, everybody. Mike, wake up. We're recording a podcast here. What was that?
Oh, sorry. I was just so invested in your melodious voice that I think I fell asleep. I'm awake now.
I hope nobody else did, because it's time for another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. We're alive, and that's a great thing. You're all alive too, hopefully, unless you're listening to this from beyond the grave. Beyond the grave, is that what it's called? Is that the phrase? I don't know what's happening. My mind is all over the place. Mike, how are you? How are things?
Yeah, I feel like Jesus likes to put on the Funny Business Podcast when he's hearing and answering our prayers.
Yes, it's a little white noise in the background.
Jesus. Yes, some white noise. $10,000 an episode, Jesus. Make it happen.
He's just going through people's sins like, Mark stole. All right. Yeah, you're forgiven. Nancy had a fight with her mom. Yeah, that's fine. Forgiven, as we're just in the background complaining about waffles and pancakes.
We're talking about drive-through strip clubs. That's that's an oldie but a goodie. So
yeah,
things are great. Things are wonderful. You know, we're hopping on another fun episode. It should be an interesting one today. I'm excited for it. I don't know if you are, Matt, but I feel like you've been prepping for this for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm always excited for an episode, but very excited for what we have on later in the show. Intrigued to see how it goes.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, let's cover something that, everybody's been looking forward to. So, as you know, we release every Friday, preferably at midnight, but some of you may get the calling at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, when we release on Friday, there is some great action happening the next week. And no, it's not the Super Bowl. Soon to be Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Matt,
yep.
Are you all set for Valentine's Day?
No, I am not. Okay. So I have no idea what plans are. I haven't picked a place for dinner. I do have time this week to figure it out, but I got nothing so far.
This topic is certainly not talking about something with your current lover, because let me tell you, there are people out there that certainly, let's just say, disavow the upcoming holiday of Valentine's Day. We at the Funny Business Podcast embrace those who do love a good Valentine's Day date, or even better, a nice little card, or a nice little pack of chocolates, or a stuffed teddy bear. However you fly,
edible underwear.
We don't disavow it. What's that?
Edible underwear.
Edible underwear. Stuff. I don't think I might have to disavow that one.
Why?
What about you, Matt? Do you disavow edible underwear?
I don't use edible underwear. I've never used it. Don't plan on it. I don't disavow it.
Really?
Why would I if that's what people are into, they can use it. That's fine.
Why would it come to mind to you if, you could have said chocolate, could have said flowers, but no, edible underwear. Expound. I'm curious.
Because it's a gift that people give.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's very common in like movies and TV shows. And listen, the people out there got kinks. It's not, listen, you just disavowed edible underwear, and there's plenty of other things we've disavowed on this show that are way worse.
Racism,
Hitler, sexism,
edible underwear. That's how we do it. But Matt, Valentine's Day is not about thinking about the past. Am I right or am I right?
Correct. I hope you're not, especially if you're in a relationship, thinking about past Valentine's Days with someone else.
Right. But Matt, there are traditions that are commencing for this special time of the year. And Matt, many of them involve zoos. And you may think to yourself, what the heck does a zoo have to deal with Valentine's Day? Well, Matt, zoos are having a Valentine's Day tradition. They are keeping up with the tradition of naming cockroaches and animals after exes and loved ones.
So it's not turtles having sex in the exhibit?
Nope. Let's travel around the world, shall we? Let's take a look at some of these places that are doing these campaigns. First of all, we're gonna travel a little short. We're gonna go to the Bronx Zoo. It is the Name a Roach campaign. So what it is, it allows the zoo guests to name a Madagascar hissing cockroach for $15. Matt, did you ever hear of a Madagascar hissing cockroach?
I've heard of Madagascar. I have not heard of a hissing cockroach.
There was this episode, and it is starting to lose my memory. Well, Joe Rogan used to host it. Fear Factor.
Oh, yeah. Can't watch that show.
For those of you who are like Generation Z or anything like that, Joe Rogan was not always a podcaster. If you were a millennial or before that, you knew that Joe Rogan was the host of Fear Factor, which was basically doing a bunch of challenges and like really weird and disgusting things. And of course, the Madagascar hissing cockroaches was always a thing that like people had to like dive in a bathtub for. Or they had to like crawl through like a small area, and there was a bunch of Madagascar hissing cockroaches that were going around. So they, at the Bronx Zoo, again, we're getting back to it. The Bronx Zoo allows zoo guests to name a cockroach for $15. Matt, what do you think? $15 to name a cockroach?
It's a little pricey, just because it's going to be hard to like pinpoint which cockroach it is. Mm-hmm. However, dedicating a cockroach's name to your ex is very funny. So $15 isn't like totally out of the ballpark. So
with that, you get a digital certificate, including the naming fee. So you get it official that you named it either your ex or named roaches after. They're not only encouraging exes, but they are also encouraging to name roaches after friends and loved ones. So you get the official certificate that you named it after them. You can add Valentine's Day bundles to this at the Bronx Zoo. You can get a cockroach plush and roach socks for $35.
That's not happening. There's no way you could upsell me for the cockroach socks. However, saying to name a cockroach after like a loved one is very funny when a lot of people give gifts of like, oh, I named a star after you. And then you could go to your loved one and be like, I named a cockroach after you. That's probably not going to end well. I don't think that's going to go over too well with your significant other.
And Matt, if you're not sold already, you have the opportunity to have a Valentine's virtual encounter to meet the cockroach you named after. So I'm assuming it's a FaceTime call or a Zoom call. You get to see the cockroach that you named. I don't know, man. I think it's a pretty good deal.
That's kind of cool. You get to see the cockroach up close and personal. I'll see if you do name it after an ex and then you like face, if you can like, if it's a Zoom, you just like call them in too. They think like, oh my gosh, we're getting back together. The dude just hops on the call and it's just, I named this cockroach after you.
I don't know why my mind went to thinking that the person who was like the zoo handler of the cockroaches was Australian. Like come on the Zoom call and be like, good day, mate. Here's your roach. And shows the cockroach. Matt.
Or it'd be funny if like Maury Povich comes on and be like, you are the cockroach.
So we're hopping over to Brookfield Zoo. It is the Name a Cockroach After Your Ex campaign. Matt, very similar. $15 for a naming opportunity for a cockroach. You receive a certificate of naming and a spot on the cockroach naming board.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's better. I'd rather have that than the socks. What's to stop you from just going to like a bait shop and like, do they sell cockroaches at like bait shops?
Maybe, depends on the store. Probably go to like a pet store, like kind of those like exotic pet stores. Like if you're buying like snakes or boa constrictors, like you can find a box of cockroaches, but that's just me.
Yeah, I feel like just capture one in the wild, drop it off in our front door.
So obviously the board will be displayed outside the Hamill Family Play Zoo on February 14th. Personalized notes will be allowed on the certificate, but excluded from the board. And then the photos of the board shared on the zoo's social media pages.
That's fun. Yeah, it's a nice way to raise some money for the zoo.
All right, we're hopping over to San Antonio. It is a Cry Me a Roach fundraiser. You have a naming opportunity for a cockroach for $10. So that's $5 less than the last two zoos we discussed. A pre-frozen rat for $25 and a vegetable for $5.
I have a question. What is a pre-frozen rat?
Like a rat that they would probably give to a snake.
That's awesome. I just love the fact they call it pre-frozen.
Could you imagine? I'm also thinking too, like a vegetable. Like, could you imagine you name your ex after like a potato?
Yeah, but what happens if you like name your ex after like an eggplant?
Oh. Well.
I think that sends the wrong message if you're the ex or the person buying it.
Anyway, moving on. The donations support the zoo and its conservation efforts, so good for the environment. The participants can named. Wow, good English, Mike. Participants can name items after an ex-partner, boss, or bestie. Imagine naming a pre-frozen rat after your bestie. It's Matt the Rat.
Matt the Rat. That sounds like a illegal boxer's name. The pre-frozen rat, that is worth $25. I don't know about the cockroach for 10 or 15. Name it a pre-frozen rat that's gonna get fed like a snake. That's pretty cool. Like, could you imagine like you're at the zoo and you take a video of your rat named X or X named rat getting fed to a snake, and you just like send Drew in text. So like, what's this? They're like, oh, I named that rat after you, and they fed it to a snake.
As the promotion, the animals fed with the selected items as a form of heartbreak healing. And then participants can receive a digital downloadable Valentine's Day card. Another place, the Lehigh Valley Zoo, the catch and release event. Guests can name fish after their ex, bad boss, or nosy neighbor for $15. Donations support conservation and animal enrichment efforts. The fish will be fed to the zoo's penguins.
Oh, man. That's just adorable. Everything else is just kind of like good revenge. But like this one, you get a little bit of revenge and you just get to watch penguins. That's sick. Who doesn't love penguins?
And complimentary, participants receive a video link capturing the moment of feeding on Valentine's Day. So you get an invitation to watch it all go out.
God, penguins are so great.
That's it? That's the tweet?
Yeah, that's the entire tweet.
Also, what's happening with alternative Valentine's Day zoo activities, you have zoos offering diverse Valentine's Day events beyond the naming campaigns. So I'm sure there's a lot of themed efforts here. One-of-a-kind dining experiences such as sweetheart packages, symbolic adoptions, and personalized messages. Could you imagine like going on a date and like you just filed like $15 to get like a cockroach or in this case a $25 for pre-frozen rat, and you name it after like your ex, but then you're like going to dinner with your lady friend or your man friend, depending on how you fly. You're going on like one of these events that are in the zoo. I don't think I would feel particularly comfortable in that scenario.
Like if you're the other person?
Just being the person who bought and named the cockroach or the rat and knowing you named it after your ex, but then it's like, hey, honey, let's go to the zoo for the Valentine's Day event.
Yeah, I don't know. While I think it's a cool idea to like, is a good way to like get back at your ex. It is. I think there's a certain time limit or time frame you can do this, because like if you're broken up for like 9 months and you're in a relationship maybe for like a month or two, I don't really think you should be naming something after your ex. Now, if you just broke up like 3 weeks ago, absolutely, you name him that frozen rat or pre-frozen rat. I almost said frozen rat turtle. I don't even know where my mind's going right now. If it's, I think there's a certain time frame. You know, it depends if you're single in a relationship. Also, to your point, if you name like a cockroach after an ex, I don't really think I would want to show my now partner that certificate or video, because then it's like, why you're thinking of them still.
I think it's a great idea that the zoos are obviously raising money to support the animals that are there in the first place. I feel like this could create a little bit of drama, in my opinion. Let's just say word gets out, you know, Matt, like you said, like you're in a new relationship and you name one of your exes after a cockroach and you get that digital certificate and you're sharing the same email address and your significant other is like, wait a minute, what is this? And then it's like the video of like the penguin getting fed the fish. I know I skipped from cockroach to fish, but that's okay. I don't know. It'd be pretty spicy.
Yeah, it's a tough conversation I think to have, especially if you don't say you did it and then you get caught. That's even worse. Mm-hmm. But it's also it's hysterical because you're in a argument that you named Cockroach after your ex.
I personally don't think I will be taking upon the opportunity to do any of this. Matt, tips on Valentine's Day. Go.
Well, one, if you want to go out to dinner, you don't have to do it on Valentine's Day.
Correct.
Especially because it's a Wednesday this year. And also, if you're the Catholic faith, it is Ash Wednesday.
Oh,
For all those, that's a fun fact for you if you're just finding that out.
Darn
Yes.
you, Jesus.
You also, if you don't have a lot of money, don't spend it, because it is, you can celebrate another time during the year, and there's, people are still trying to recover from finances from Christmas or maybe birthdays or anything like that. Or, if you really just do a small gesture if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, it's not the end of the world. It's it really is just another day, because if you're in a relationship, it shouldn't just be to celebrate your relationship on Valentine's Day. You really should celebrate that 365 days out of the year.
And if you're single on Valentine's Day, self-love, self-gratification.
Yes. However form you may do that. Don't hit up your ex on Valentine's Day.
No.
Yeah. If you're bummed out about not being in a relationship on Valentine's Day, hitting up the person you broke up with or broke up with you just to be with someone on Valentine's Day is never going to end well. Guys, don't send any dick pics.
Oh.
Well, that's just ever.
That's
send
Valentine's
dick pics.
Day.
It's just don't ever send dick pics. Let's see. What else do we have?
Paid for by the Funny Business Podcast.
Yes. Always use a condom. You're using handcuffs. Make sure you have a key.
Oh. Sounds like from experience, Matthew.
No, again, stop putting words in my mouth. And if you bought edible underwear, make sure you tweet at Mike to prove him that I am not the one that uses it, because I don't, and there's people out there that do. So that's all I got.
Please don't wear it and send me a picture. Just like show it you got it in the bag. Like don't put it on, please. What do you think? We're gonna upset a lot of people. What about Galentine's Day?
I'm fine with Galentine's Day. I haven't had an issue with it, because there's people that in relationships that also participate. It's not just for single gals. Yes, you have another question.
What about Valentine's Day?
Is it called Valentine's Day, or is it called like Guyentine's Day?
Guyentine's Day.
Men's Times Day. What's the correct terminology for a guy's Galentine's?
Wouldn't it technically be Palentine? Like
Palentine's Day. Palentine's Day. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right. We're gonna call it Valentine's Day. Yeah. Except like when girls have Galentine's Day, they actually like go out and do stuff. For Palentine's Day, you just go over to your buddy's place and have a couple beers.
Grill.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Complain about work.
Paintball.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's a little too extravagant for Palentine's Day. I think you gotta keep it a little bit more low key. Let's see what else. Talk about sports gambling or sports. The big game this weekend. That's definitely going to be a big hit for Palentine's Day. I think we hit pretty much everything. Maybe smoke some meat.
Oh, you have a smoker?
My dad just got a smoker.
Oh, that big retirement, man.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate it, but most importantly, just a happy day to everyone. I think a lot of it, I think if I remember correctly, I think I've said this years ago, but I will say it again. Valentine's Day is recorded as the #1 holiday for the most sold cards. So really it's just an economy thing. Go out to your local Hallmark. I found out Dollar General does really well with Valentine's Day cards and just cards in general. So like not sponsored, but hey, Dollar General, if you lend us $1 or generally $1, feel free. You do not have to feel, really you don't have to feel anything, but more or less you don't have to feel like you're missing out on something for Valentine's Day. Because importantly, you should love yourself first of all, and then you love somebody else. Just like me. Okay. I loved myself before I started loving Matt.
Yes, correct. I have a question for you.
Oh, after that, sure.
No, this is actually like a trend now the last couple of years, and I don't know if we've talked about this before in previous episodes around this time of year. Did you ask Jenna to be your Valentine? No, you haven't asked Jenna to be your Valentine yet,
Matt. Let me tell you, in the last, okay, so this is why this happens. I believe it. And if I'm wrong, she's more than welcome to come through the door and tell me otherwise because she's home now.
See, I'm safe. April's not here.
So we do not celebrate Valentine's Day as holistically as others do, because just recently we celebrated our 5-year anniversary on the 1st of February.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes time for this February 14th, we do celebrate it, but we don't make it as extravagant or as, we're fully invested in the holiday, because we were just literally fully invested in our own personal holiday the weekend before. So I don't think in the 5 years we've ever asked each other to be each other's Valentine, which I might do that this year. It took me 5 years, but hell, I might just do it.
Welcome. Yeah, no, I did ask April to be my Valentine this year. It's a huge trend on like TikTok, girls being like, oh, my boyfriend, specifically boyfriends asking their girlfriends to be their Valentine. What are your thoughts on that? Because like you're already in a relationship.
Hey, Jenna, do you want to be my Valentine this year?
What's he say?
Sure.
That's great. I have what I did for April here. No joke. I printed out a card at home.
Oh, nice.
It says, I do not know what I'd do without you. And then I just took a Sharpie in the inside and said, will you be my Valentine? And I put a box that said yes and a box that said hell no. I also drew a really bad picture that I'm not going to show on camera.
I thought you drew that donut, but then I remember you printed it out.
Absolutely not. You see my handwriting.
That's like a perfect circle, man. So happy Valentine's Day to all. Just happy day. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy Palentine's Day to all of our pals and guys out there. Enjoy it. Celebrate it. Newly created holiday by the Funny Business Podcast.
Everybody in the Funny Business flock celebrates Palentine's Day.
The flock. The Valentine flock. Here we are.
Yes, as we all know. We wanted to share something that has become essential to those days after a long, exhausting night: LiquidIV's Hydration Multiplier.
It's amazing how huge a difference it makes. LiquidIV helps us feel more energized and refreshed throughout the day. With one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and a 2 times faster hydration formula than plain water.
We both love the flavors. Yuzu pineapple and passion fruit are our top picks. They make staying hydrated a truly enjoyable experience.
What's even better is that LiquidIV is committed to giving back to communities in need worldwide by providing clean and abundant water. They've already donated over 39 servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
And we have a special treat if you want to try LiquidIV. Head over to liquidiv.com and use the code FUNNYBUSINESS at checkout to get a 20% discount on your entire purchase.
So shop better hydration today with promo code FUNNYBUSINESS. All one word, FUNNYBUSINESS at liquidiv.com at checkout.
Remember to stay hydrated and healthy and give LiquidIV a try. It's worth it. All right, we're going to slide on in the second half of the show. Mike, I have a little surprise. Little surprise. Before we get into Funny Business Power Rankings, we're going to play a little game called Who Tweeted.
Oh, wow.
We have not played this game in probably 100 episodes, I'm going to say.
You're wrong.
Did we just play this recently?
No. It's now Who Posted.
We're keeping it Who Tweeted. We're keeping it Who Tweeted. This is a doozy of a one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here is the tweet or the post, whatever you want to call it. Taylor Swift wins her lucky 13th Grammy. She shares a secret during acceptance speech. New album in April. She's posting the cover now, backstage. Amazing. Who tweeted?
I feel so nostalgic. I haven't had a Who Tweeted in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I want to bring it back.
Am I able to, let's just say, narrow it down to a type of celebo?
So I'll give you 2 hints. It is someone in the sports world, actually, and someone who has been a recipient of a Who Tweeted in the past.
Ooh, gotta go through my mind files of
I'll give you one more hint.
Recipient. No, I don't need it.
No? Okay, because that one would give it away.
I'm either between Skip Bayless
okay,
or Stephen A. Smith.
It is one of the two. Pick your poison.
Read it to me one more time, please.
Taylor Swift wins her lucky 13th Grammy. She shares a secret during the acceptance speech. New album in April. She's posting the cover now, backstage. Amazing.
I'm gonna go. That sounds too janky for a Stephen A. Smith tweet, so I'm going with Skip Bayless. Final answer.
That is correct. It is Skip Bayless. One of the weirdest tweets probably of the year, just because it's just kind of creepy that Skip's tweeting about Taylor. Did you watch any of the Grammys before we dig in?
Watched little clips here and there. Watched Jay-Z gave his little speech in terms of empowerment. Obviously saw the whole surprise of Celine Dion giving Taylor Swift her album. That's all the clips I saw. I didn't really see many memes or highlights. I heard Trevor Noah was really good being a host of the Grammys. I know we talked about hosting a lot. Yeah, I mean, I saw clips. I did not watch the whole thing, but I don't really have any input as far as memes or anything like that.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I thought it was pretty good. I think, like you said, Trevor Noah did a good job. I thought it was interesting that, and I don't disagree with this award, but Billie Eilish won Song of the Year for What Am I Made For from Barbie. Yeah, I thought that was really good because, well, it's not my favorite song that was nominated. I think just the meaning and the whole story behind the song and the movie and everything, I thought it was very deserving of Song of the Year. So there's your Grammys recap, but now we have a very special segment. It's time for Funny Business Power Rankings. I know what you're all thinking. Well, Mike, Matt, when you guys do power rankings, you have a guest on with you. And we do have a guest picking with us today. He is here. And Mike, it is here. Yes. Okay. It is here. Mike, would you like to introduce our very special guest?
Sure. This individual has, or thing, has been brought up many times during the podcast, but I do not think has been given a formal introduction or a formal participation in the Funny Business podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, or the coworkers of the flock of the funny business world, please welcome ChatGPT to the podcast. And for those who will be, let's just say, driving and not watching, we have, I guess, to give a little bit of a background, we have a prompt set up to do this podcast. So ChatGPT will actually be commenting on our picks, but then they'll also be providing their own picks. But before we get started, I said, before we do this, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, funny business listeners. I'm ChatGPT, a virtual guest on today's show. I'm here to bring some humor and insights to the Power Rankings segment. Let's have a great time discussing the days you should get off work for, but often don't. Let the fun and ranking begin.
And that is the topic for today. So days you should get off work, but don't always. So maybe there's some holidays some people get off, some people don't, or just regular days. So let's dive into it. So we do have to pick a number 1 through 10. That's how we do this, correct?
Yes, we haven't done this in so long.
So long. All right, let me pull up random number generator.
We'll
let ChatGPT pick the first number.
I'll go with 7.
Okay, he's got 7. What's your number, Mike?
5.
I'm going to go 4. All right, I'm going to show it on camera, and then I'm going to hit the button. Everybody knows. So, it's 7.
Oh, no.
It was 7. No. Son of a bitch. All right, well, now ChatGPT has to pick the order.
Fantastic. I'll go first, followed by Mike, and then Matt. Let's get started with the days you should get off of work for, but don't power rankings.
All right, 1 pick.
National Take a Nap Day, a day dedicated to catching up on much-needed sleep without judgment.
That's a good one. I didn't know that's an actual day. Yeah, I think even if you do have to go to work, I think maybe you should get like a allotted hour-and-a-half nap.
I'm a firm believer on taking a nap anywhere possible. I had a fellow dog chase on my chest when I was sleeping on the couch, napping on the couch this past weekend. So anytime I can take a nap is good for me. My turn. I know this has been talked about quite a bit. It has been talked about obviously in public, but I think I want to bring this to the show in a non-political way. I think my first pick, we need election day off.
Yep, I had it on my list.
I think with that, it gives an opportunity for everybody to vote. It does not deter from anybody going to the polls and voting. they're able to either take the day to take on some errands while voting on top of that. So I'm a firm believer that election day should be my first pick. So
there's two things that come to my mind with election day. I had it on my list. We might get, in a weird way, and this is just me thinking in my own head, like funny business science, I think we'll get the results faster, because if everybody either goes slammed right in the morning, it takes forever for them to vote, or they go after work, it takes forever for them to vote. They have all day. People can go out more spread out. You can count the votes faster. That's some funny business science for you. Also, we need to, both you and I have new places we now have to go to vote, and I don't know where to go.
Did you not get your voter registration card?
Yeah, but I just haven't really looked into where I have to go.
Okay.
Mike's choice of election day sets a serious tone, highlighting civic engagement's significance. I'm curious to see how he balances it with other light-hearted days. It adds a thoughtful aspect to the list. Well played, Mike.
That's a good pick. All right, so I have back-to-back picks. And with my first one, I'm going to go with the one that I would have picked one overall, and that is your birthday. You should not have to go to work on your birthday. It is a day meant for you. You should be able to do what you want. You should be able to go get your free crumble cookie. You should be able to go get your free Rita's Italian Ice, your free whatever from whatever your favorite restaurant is, the donut from Krispy Kreme. That's the last thing you should have to do is go to work on your birthday.
A Moe's burrito, free burrito or bowl on your birthday.
Good point. Great point.
Oddly enough, your birthday was a honorable mention on my list. It was one of my reserves. I agree with you, Matt. I think having your birthday off is always good. I had my birthday off, but I had to submit time off for that scenario. ChatGPT says,
Matt's choice of my birthday as his first pick is surprising and humorous. It adds a personal touch and brings a light-hearted element to the rankings. It sets a unique tone. And I'm eager to see how the rest of his choices contribute. Well played, Matt.
Thank you. Yes, I'm outsmarting ChatGPT. That's all I heard. All right, for my second pick, I'm really between two, and I don't know which one to go with. I don't think that one's going to get said, so I'm going to go with September 11th. Okay. Just because the significance of history it had in this country and the impact it had really on the world at that time, and the amount of people that we should honor because of that day. I think it should have its own day and be treated as a holiday where you shouldn't have to go to work.
I think too, with some of the ceremonies that occur, I mean, there's certainly a lot of local ceremonies that occur, specifically where the memorial sites are. I think that is also another thing to do on that day, especially if it is close to one of your locations. But I think that having that day to kind of reflect and remember, I mean, it's still the most significant thing that happened to us in American history. And I think it's unfortunate we see it now as utilized as a joke, because there are a lot of younger kids out there that just never understood what that day was. And I think that doesn't put us in a lot of perspectives of it being lighthearted or it being happy,
Yeah, I think if you're a young kid out there, or really anyone, and I know they can be hard to watch, but sometimes like the CNN they show like the night of 9/11, like the documentaries. The documentaries, thank you. Yeah. They're hard to watch, but they're important to watch because they really get the true realization of what happened.
ChatGPT says,
Matt's September 11th pick adds depth to the list. It acknowledges events of historical significance and shows a thoughtful and diverse range of considerations. I'm curious to see how subsequent picks will shape the overall mood and theme of his rankings.
All right, Mike, your second pick.
My second pick, this is going to come out of left field. I don't think you were expecting this, Matthew, and ChatGPT, as you are getting the prompts. I don't think he was expecting, or it was expecting it either. September 25th.
Yeah, I don't know the significance of September 25th.
September 25th is actually National No Work Day.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I love that.
So obviously looking through, working in social media, you find these national holidays. It makes sense. It makes sense. Why would you have work on National No Work Day? There were some close iterations of it. One of it was National Leave Work Early Day, but I wanted the whole day. So National No Work Day is September 25th.
It's a great pick. Can't disagree with it.
Mike's National No Work Day on September 25th adds a playful touch to the list. It's relatable as everyone enjoys a day off. I'm curious to see how it fits with the other selections. Well done, Mike.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Yeah, I agree. Great pick. I mean, you can't have a day called National No Work Day and be forced to go to work. Ridiculous.
All right, ChatGPT, what's your next thing?
For my second pick in the funny business, power rankings on days you should get off of work for, but don't. International stay in your pajamas all day because who doesn't want a day to be comfortable and cozy?
It's hard to disagree with.
I'd be a little bit of a workplace violation if I walked in my pajamas on a day of work.
Would you be in the nude?
I would be just in boxers.
Okay. Same. Except sometimes I would be in the nude.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just a little disappointed that you never did that when we were roommates.
You know, stage fright. We'll chalk it up as that.
Stage
All right. ChatGPT has its third pick.
For my third pick in the funny business power rankings, Global Procrastination Day. A day where deadlines can wait and procrastination is celebrated.
For a lot of people, not us, but for a lot of people, every day is National Procrastination Day.
It's a holiday when you can just do it anyway. I even though ChatGPT is artificial intelligence, I think it brings the idea that what better way to procrastinate something is by not working that day.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like you're just gonna procrastinate all day at work anyway. There's no point. Like just have the day and procrastinate laundry or procrastinate making dinner, procrastinate shaving. I don't know.
My third pick is National Stay at Home Because You're Well Day, the 30th of November. I think a lot of times when we take off, it's either we have to do something or we're sick. But no, why don't we just not work because you're well? I think that's a pretty simple thing.
Yeah, take the day and do something you enjoy. Take the day and go golfing. Take the day and sleep in. Take the day and go get lunch. Go talk to your grandma. Visit your uncle in prison. Whatever you want to do.
ChatGPT says,
Mike's choice of National Stay at Home Because You're Well Day on November 30th is clever, humorous, and highlights well-being. Well done, Mike.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of like the same thing, but also reversed to like a mental health day, because people take mental health day when they're like not well, but this is
Not
just
well.
like a mental health day when you are well. Okay, my third pick, I am going to go with February 29th, also known as Leap Day. You know why we shouldn't have to go to work on Leap Day? Because it's a free day we get every 4 years. If this was just like a regular day, February 29th is every year, sure, let's go to work. But you know what? I want to know, do people write in like, so you get paid for like 365 or whatever, how many work days in a quarter? Yeah. But like when you get that extra day, that should be like written into like a contract or like the bylaws or whatever it is. That's a free day we get every 4 years. We should not have to go to work on Leap Day.
you actually might be making a good point here, Matthew.
Oh yeah, what else is there? No, but seriously, that's I had that thought. I was like, wait, they should have to. That's an extra day, technically, of the year.
ChatGPT says,
Matt's pick of Leap Day is creative and unique. It showcases his ability to think outside the box and adds a diverse twist to the list. Well done, Matt.
Thank you, ChatGPT. Is Leap Day, what day of the week is Leap Day this year?
it's a Wednesday, I believe.
It's a Thursday. Oh, we stream on
That's
Leap
a
Day.
Thursday. It's like it never
Nice.
happened.
Well, I hope you all take off. My fourth pick it's technically 2 different days. The Monday after daylight savings. And my logic behind this is everybody's sleep schedule is really messed up, no matter if you gain an hour or get rid of an hour. And you don't sleep well, like everybody's really tired on Sunday, you should be able to get Monday as like a recovery day, reset your internal clock, come back on Tuesday ready to go to work, but also just get rid of daylight savings.
And I think at many times too, with daylight savings, we're all messed up in the head as far as like, what time is it? Oh, it's not this time. What time is it? Oh, it's not this time. I think that happened the last time we had to change clocks. I was like so thrown off. I'm like, what time is it again? What?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Matt's choice of Monday after daylight savings is relatable and humorous. It adds a practical and everyday touch to the list of days to consider taking off. It's a clever choice that brings humor to the rankings. Well done, Matt.
Man, ChatGPT is just gassing us up.
Should have made it more sarcastic than anything.
Should have told it to like talk bad about it every single pick we made.
Okay. Well, in the final picks, talk bad about our choices.
Good. Mine's going to be great.
My fourth pick may be on a frequency. When we have it, we should definitely get it off. With my number fourth pick, most cases, the 4th of July to make it a 4-day weekend. So in many cases, the July 4th around this time of the year or in the past few years has either fell on a Tuesday or Thursday. And I think it would just make sense if we got that July 5th or July 3rd off, because everyone's going to be taking time off if their work allows to make it a 4-day weekend.
I agree 100%. And this year, 4th of July is on a Thursday. I would probably guarantee that the most commonly day taken off this year of like PTO days is probably July 5th. Because here's the other thing, and you bring up a great point. Like obviously it's in the middle of summer, and I know that everybody loves summer, but couldn't everybody just use like a little reset 4-day weekend in the middle of the summer? Like you usually get some time off around the holidays. Like in the summer, like, yeah, you get Memorial Day, you get 4th of July, Labor Day, you can count as well. But there's not like, that's just like a day. Sometimes you get like a random Wednesday, or like you said, you get a random Thursday. A full little 4-day weekend could go a long way.
ChatGPT says,
Hey Mike, choosing the day before or after the 4th of July for a 4-day weekend is brilliant outside the box thinking. Why not call it Independence Week and take the whole week off? Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, wow. It really came at you there.
oh, man. All right,
Spicy.
man. Well, you don't take days off.
He's getting spicy.
It's getting a little spicy. Okay.
All right. What's its fourth pick?
For my fourth pick in the Funny Business Power Rankings, International Coffee Break Day. Because taking a break for coffee is essential for survival, right? Who needs a whole day off when you can just take multiple coffee breaks throughout the day?
I'm going to come back at ChatGPT's pick here real quick, since he's now going to be yelling at us. I have a question.
Okay. Okay.
So let's just say we live in a world where like we didn't have to go to work and there wasn't like anything we had to be super focused for like all the time. Would you drink coffee?
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
I casually drink it on a Saturday and like after I have my breakfast, and I'm not focused on anything.
So I do as well, but that's mostly because I'm now addicted to coffee.
Uh-huh.
But I really only started drinking coffee because I was like focused on schoolwork or like trying to focus at work. If we just lived like dogs don't need coffee because they don't have to do anything. They just lay around. Like if I didn't have to super focus on anything and I could wake up tired, stay tired, and just gradually become more aware of my surroundings, I think I would.
Again, I've mentioned this before. Coffee is more of a social thing to me. It's not something that is requiring. It's not something that makes me stay up or keeps me focused. It's just more of a social thing. Like it's just like a nice cup in the morning, a nice drink in the morning for me to get started during the day. I think it has zero influence on how I start my day. Because there's stuff like just this past Sunday, I had zero coffee that day, and I was absolutely fine compared to the days that I've had coffee. So I think it has its pros and cons.
That's fair. That's a good point. All right, it's fifth and final pick.
Yeah, the fifth and final pick of ChatGPT.
For my fifth and final pick in the Funny Business Power Rankings, National Unplugged Day. A day to disconnect from technology and enjoy the simplicity of life, because who needs emails, notifications, or productivity when you can embrace the joy of being unplugged?
ChatGPT also literally can't work if he's unplugged.
Yeah, he can't unplug himself.
Yeah, what the heck?
That's a very bold fifth pick, Mr. GPT.
Yeah, he's also just like losing life if he gets unplugged.
or revenue in the most cases for
right.
OpenAI.
Yeah, that too. All right, Mike, your fifth and final pick.
Well, pretty relevant in the times of what we've discussed in the last week and also this week. My fifth and final pick, Super Bowl Monday. You have a nice party on Super Bowl Sunday. You're kind of thinking to yourself, man, should I have that next drink? Should I have another drink? Do I want to go in hungover in the next workday? Because it's a Sunday, it's a school night, all those things. Let's just have off on Super Bowl Monday. Like there is a majority of people who are watching that game or at least participating in the festivities. Why not just have that Monday off?
I agree. However, I have an alternative. Yes, everybody's watching the game. Yes, everybody's up late. Yes, it's dumb that they don't start the game till 6:30. And I understand the NFL is played on Sundays, and Super Bowl Sunday has a ring. The Super Bowl should be played Saturday night. There's no reason for it to be played at 6:30 on a Sunday. You can still have the entire Super Bowl week leading up to it, like Monday media. Nothing changes except because the players don't do anything on Saturday anyway. Like, if you just cut their week one day short, it's not going to be the end of the world. They just had last week off. Play it on a Saturday. Nobody has to take off work. Everybody can just relax on Sunday and being hungover at church, watch some golf the next day, play it on a Saturday. But I agree, having the day off of the Super Bowl, day after the Super Bowl, would rock.
Mike's choice of Super Bowl Monday for his final pick is considerate. After a night of sports watching and snacks, who wouldn't need a day to recover and reflect? Acknowledging the collective Super Bowl hangover is a public service. Well played, Mike.
All right, my fifth and final one. A little personal. However, I think it is one that if it happens to you, you would like the day off. I am going to say the day after you go to the ER. So I was in the emergency room last week, had a bit of an anaphylactic shock episode. I'm fine. It happens.
I promise.
I just couldn't, had some trouble breathing and had hives all over my body from a medical exam that I had. However, I was not able to, but I was at the ER till like 2 a.m. So I didn't go to work the next day, and I just had time to rejuvenate and get better, healthier, without having to stress about work. So I think if anyone has to go to the ER, you should just get the next day to recoup.
I was worried about you, buddy.
I was worried too. Yeah. So without going, the story's long, but to give some detail, I had a reaction to medication that I was given for an MRI, and drove home, went home. Luckily, April was there. Discovered I had hives from head to toe, and then I started coughing, and my chest was getting tight. Took some Benadryl, got better. Was getting ready to stream with you, Mike, and then I was like, nope, not getting better. But you know what? We're fine, and I live to see another day.
The vibes were oddly not immaculate that night. And even Trent too, because Trent also was very well aware. Like, we had a moment to talk before stream. Like, it was off. Like, we were just like, is Matt okay? And the day after, God love Trent, he texted me, he goes, is Matt okay? I was like, we're all wondering. Like, luckily, you gave me a good update at 2 a.m, which was fine. But
yeah,
but ChatGPT's response.
Oh, I can't wait.
Nice choice, Matt. Taking a day off after an ER visit is truly unique. Your pick is inspiring for those seeking a reason to take a break. I can already hear the envy in my virtual circuits. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, I was not going to work after being at the ER till 2 a.m.
It scared us a little bit, but we're here, we're alive, it's all good.
Yes. That's part of the reason I did the breathing exercise to start the episode. Also had nothing to do with the fact that 2 days later, a credit card got hacked. Honorable mentions. What do you have?
The only one I have is January 2nd, or the workday that follows New Year's. Because in many cases, we get that one day to relax. I feel like we need that second day, because we've talked about it before. January 1, you do absolutely nothing that day. Like, you are just a bum. Sometimes that second day does help in terms of like getting stuff, because some people take the New Year's as like a new day and like a new way to reset. So I think January 2nd's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I had a few. I had Election Day, which you took. Veterans Day. I think everybody should get off for Veterans Day. MLK Day. First day of school for like high school. I know not everybody has kids, but that's a very stressful day for parents. And I think they should everybody should kind of have off. Kids can get to school on time, get acclimated, and then the next day is just chaos.
How does that work for the teachers, though?
I also have Inauguration Day for the President Inauguration Day. Teachers, they can get an in-service day like the third week of school. We'll go there. Inauguration day, when we get a new president, kind of go along with election day. I have first day of summer, just because everybody's be able to do what they want the first day of summer. And then a bit of this one's a bit of a stretch. The entire week of your wedding. Yeah, the week leading up to your wedding, you just shouldn't have to work because you should be focused on probably the biggest day of your life.
So technically you're off 2 weeks because then you have the honeymoon after that.
Well, I thought not everybody goes on the honeymoon right away. So I had wedding/honeymoon. So I think you should be able to pick. You either get a week off for your wedding or week off for your honeymoon. Because I know I'm actually going to a few weddings this year where they're not going on the honeymoon until like a couple months later.
Gotcha.
Honorable mentions for my funny business power rankings: International Socks Mismatch Day. Embrace the chaos of mismatched socks. National Pajama Board Meeting Day. Attend meetings in pajamas for comfort. These add humor and quirkiness to taking a day off.
Interesting picks. Sounds more like Sheldon Cooper was picking them. Big Bang Theory. But that was Funny Business Power Rankings. Thank you to ChatGPT. They did a great job. If there's any days that we missed, let us know. beacons.ai/funnybusinesspod. You can find all of our social links: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, live every Thursday. Like I said, beacons.ai/funnybusinesspod.
Mr. Matthew.
Yes.
What is your advice for the good people of the funny business world?
Let's see. Know the signs of an allergic reaction. No, I'm just kidding. Well, actually, not. That's also, I don't know if I told you this story. I definitely, looking back on it, could have been rushed to the ER like immediately after my MRI.
You saw the signs.
Yeah, now that I think of it, like as soon as they injected me and put me back in the MRI thing, I was like, my throat's really scratchy. Like I really got a cough. Like as I was in there. And then like on the ride home, my head just got really warm. And I was, interesting. Real advice though, let's go with don't forget to change your sponge when doing the dishes every so washes. I was doing the dishes last night, and for some reason the dishes just weren't like getting really clean. I was really scrubbing. I was using soap, and I looked at the sponge, and it was just like deteriorating. Like half the sponge was like cut up in the sink. I'm like, this is not helping. Grab the new sponge. Was much better. Don't forget to change your sponge,
and don't forget to refill up your soap bottle too.
That too. Yes.
Don't run it dry. Just fill it up when you feel like you need to fill it up.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So, thank you all so much for listening. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.